The first Cabinet decision is a report on the review of the Article 45 of the Constitution and Section 77, subsection 4 of the Electoral Act of 2014. Cabinet took note of the clarification provided in relation to the interpretation of Article 45 of the Namibian Constitution and Section 77A of the Electoral Act of 2014. Cabinet then directed the Ministry of Urban and Rural Development, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, to prepare an amendment to propose an amendment to Section 77, Article 4, as well as subsection A of the Electoral Act to 1. Provide clarity on the legal provisions dealing with the case of members of public service who wish to participate in elections, to the effect that such persons are deemed to have resigned upon being elected to the National Assembly or the Regional Council, and not before or upon being nominated. And 2, to provide that public servants who at the time of their election to the National Assembly or Regional Council have attained the age of 55 years are deemed to have gone on early retirement on being so elected to the National Assembly or the Regional Council, and not on their nomination as candidates for elections. The second Cabinet decision is around the status of employment of fishermen under the Government Employment Redress Program submitted by the Minister of Fisheries and Marine Resources. Cabinet took note of the progress made in the implementation of the Government Employment Redress Program in the fishing industry, as reflected below. 1. The designation agreements have been entered into between the Ministries of Fisheries and Marine Resources and Labour, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation, of which 4 companies are in horse mackerel and 11 companies in the hake fishery, to secure full-time and permanent employment for former NAMSOF employees and for fishermen who lost their employment within the fishing industry during the year 2015. And secondly, all affected fishermen have been employed mainly in the hake and horse mackerel subsectors, and that a total of 2,483 ex-fishermen have been absorbed through this program. Cabinet then directed the Ministry of Fisheries and Marine Resources to undertake a benchmarking exercise for best practice and thereafter propose a business model to enable government to adequately regulate the marine and fishing sector and ensure optimal broad-based benefits for the entire Namibian nation. The third Cabinet decision relates to the announcement of the 2024 hunting season as submitted by the Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. Cabinet approved the announcement of the 2024 hunting season period from the 1st of May 2024 to the 31st of August 2024 by the Minister of Environment in terms of Section 25 of the Nature Conservation Ordinance of 1975, Ordinance number 4, as amended, for huntable game and birds. The last and final Cabinet decision relates to the 2022-2023 annual report of the Procurement Policy Unit submitted by the Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises. Cabinet took note of the annual report and directed all officers, ministries and agencies to study the report and ensure compliance to the provisions of the Procurement Act, Act number 15 of 2015.